All right, friends, today we're going to be converting tenths to hundredths, but I really want to just go back really quick and mention something that we've been doing in class. When we say 37 hundredths, what is it exactly that we have, right? So if I have a place value chart, and I put this in there, like 37 hundredths, I can't write 37 in the hundredths, right? Because we can only have one digit in each place value. So here I'm going to write 37 hundredths or 0.37. And that's why we say it that way, guys, because we're saying we have 0 ones, 3 tenths, and 7 hundredths. 0.37. When we say it as a fraction, we say 37 100ths. But remember, whatever the last place value that we say, that's what it would be as our fraction. So if I say 3 tenths, I'm going to write 3 tenths as my fraction. If I say 78 hundredths, I'm going to write 78 hundredths as my fraction. However, when I write this as a decimal, I write 0.3 because I'm saying 3 tenths. That matches up with this column, and I don't need to do anything more. But when I say 78 hundredths, that matches up with this column, but I can't put a 7 and an 8 here. So really what I have is I need to break this up, and I need to say I have 7 tenths and 8 hundredths, right? So I have 0.7 tenths, which is 70, right? And 8 hundredths, which is how much I have left over. Because the 7 goes in the tenths, the 8 goes in the hundredths, but we say hundredths if we're talking about a fraction, okay? If we're not talking about a fraction, we just say 0.78. That's talking about the decimal. However, when you're looking at this fraction, you need to understand that the 7 is in the tenths place and the 8 is in the hundredths place, because this number is less than 100. It's not in the ones yet, okay? So, having said that, if I were to add something together, let's say I have 3 tenths plus 7 100ths, and I add that together, I'm going to have 10 100ths, okay? Because I have something in this place value. Let's do another one. Let's say I have 16 100ths plus 6 tenths. Okay? Well, I'm not just going to add the 16 and the 6 together because I screwed this one up, guys. We need to go back. It's 37 hundredths because I have to convert my 3 tenths to 30 100ths. Okay? So it would be 37 100ths. The same thing here. I am in hundredths, so my 6 tenths needs to be 60 100ths. Now I can add that up and I'll get 76 100ths, and my decimal would be 0.76. Right, so I apologize on here. I have to change this. Basically, it's pushing these two numbers together to make 37 over 100ths, but you're converting this into 30 100ths. That's why we're converting tenths to hundredths, okay? So you're going to do that for all of what you're doing, okay? So in your problem set today, you're going to it says to solve, convert tenths to hundredths before finding the sum, then rewrite the complete number sentence in decimal form. All right? So what is asking you to do for an example? I've got 5 and 2 tenths plus 7 100ths, which equals, I'm converting my tenths to hundreds, so that equals 5 and 20 100ths plus 7 100ths, which is going to equal 5 and 27 100ths. Now I need to write that in decimal form, okay? So 5.2 is 5 and 2/10, okay? 7/100 is 0.07. I want you to stack this, and I want you to put a 0 in any place that there is a number, that there isn't a number that matches up. Most important thing to remember is make sure we line up these decimals. So add this together. 5 and 27, 5.27. Guys, make a place value chart. Ones, tenths, hundredths. You know where your decimal is. You're always lining it up, okay? So it's going to ask you to do this, and then you're going to write this as 5.2 plus 0.07 equals 5.27. Stack it to add it. Rewrite your sentence. This is your sentence. This is your sentence. Use your place value chart, okay? All right, let's do another one real quick, okay? So I have 6 and 5/10. Let's erase this 5. Plus 1 and 100th. First thing we're doing is we're converting our tenths to hundredths. So that is going to be 6 and 50/100 plus 1 100th, which equals 6 and 51/100. Now it wants you to write it as a decimal. So 6.5. And if you're not sure, again, I want you guys to use the place value chart. It's not an option. Use it. Six is my whole number, and 5/10. How many tenths do I have? 5. I'm going to put a 5 here. 5/10. Put a 0 here, okay? How many hundredths do I have here? 1. 1 goes in the hundredths. Point, put a 0 here. Stack that up. 6.50 plus 0.01. 1.5/6. So then my sentence would look like 6.5 plus 0.01 equals 6.51. Add it up in here, guys. Use this to do this, okay? That's what you're doing in the first problem. The second problem, it's a solve and then rewrite the complete number sentences in decimal form. You're doing exactly the same thing. Remember, you are converting tenths to hundredths. And then it says solve by rewriting the number sentence in fraction form. So if I have 2.1 plus 0.87, I can still use this. If I'm not sure what my fraction is going to be, use the place value chart. It will help, I promise. 2.1, what is my fraction? 2.1, that is 2 and 1/10 plus 0.87 hundredths plus 87 hundredths. Okay? Then we are going to solve it in fraction form and then complete the sentence in decimal form. So this is going to equal, again, I'm converting tenths to hundredths. So I've got 2 and 10/100 plus 87/100, which is going to equal 2 and 97/100. How do I write that as a fraction? Oh, look, guys, stack it. 2.10 plus 0.8779, 2.97. So I write the sentence as 2.1 plus 0.87 equals 2.97. Okay? Remember to pause the video, go back and listen to what I'm saying. Most important thing that I can relay to you is make sure you line up your decimals and you use the place value. Plug the things in, guys. Ones. This is ones. This is a whole number. These are partial numbers. They're not there yet. Okay? You guys have this. Make sure you do page 95 and 96. And then your sub can go over that with you and then do the exit ticket on page 97, I believe. All right. Have a great day. Thanks, guys.